The author of this book was a pupil of mine, briefly, who went up to study art in the Northumberland, and he regarded me, I think, because my work has a, a sort of pedigree from the old RAs who taught me, who themselves were trained in the 1930s before they had to spend the war as doing war work of one sort and another, war artists and that sort of thing. So when I came up to Coventry with my wife's family, having lived in the Portobello Road area, enjoying the life, I found that the canal system which goes down from Coventry with old people who had carried ammunition in horse-drawn barges during the war were very interesting in the sort of water gypsies in the manner which other people have noticed. And this is the Coventry Canal at this end, and the Oxford Canal is connected. So I found that the old people were very interesting to talk to, and it was between then they worked with mules and horses, and I found that the change to finding the horse-drawn gypsies in Warwickshire, who gather twice a year, a rather compatible sort of people in lots of ways. And so I've taught for 26 years, I suppose, altogether, but I think that this book is very good selection which Richard Yeoman's took out of my store of old work. But I do think that the introduction tells you more about myself than I would care to mention, really. I was given an introduction to write, and I've done that quite well, I think. My father in the Air Force in the First World War, myself in conscription, quite a connection with the RAF. So, however, with my wife I've travelled to places associated with her career, to Moscow, and we've been to Nice and quite a number of people places abroad, and I had quite an extensive series of little exhibitions in different parts of France, and I regret that that's come to an end, but I'm afraid that the moods of the countryside around in Warwickshire are very beautiful, and I had the opportunity to travel around by car, and I did a lot of my painting of the landscape from the car, and I could be lost with a thermos flask of coffee and be lost to, I had no mobile phone, and I was able to really be under strong influence of the local nature and universally. And so there's a lot of variation. The sort of rather theatrical things, as I covered in carnivals in France, and sort of pantomime things around about Coventry, where they have seasonal mummings and very fantastic dialogue and costumes and so on, a kind of rustic pantomime with which they used to earn a little money when the furrows were frozen up. So I think I've made quite a good coverage of those things, and which I don't know is called permutation, which every other artist has done, but I think you could find a lot of threads to follow by what I've discovered in this particular field.